Hi there, and thanks for stopping by. My name is Felmara, and I'll be doing the 5th round in this Nation Cup in Autodromo De Interlagos. And starting off here in the first race, we'll be greeted with some leg on the first corner. I can't ask for anything better. I end up surviving, and coming down the stretch, I establish 10th. The drag race begins, but I more or less stick to the outside on the corner up ahead, end up going a little bit wide, but luckily don't serve a penalty, which is atypical. I must have not hit whatever white line there, and then we have instant transmission Goku car here, bouncing around, looking like he's about to crash, and he's back on the track. And then he goes into Ultra Super Saiyan Goku, where he blinks everywhere on this corner. We actually just lose a fellow Canadian right there. But you can see him, he's kind of tripping me up. So then I end up messing up again. And now I'm lost, 15th. The guy behind me just quit. So it's going to be just me and the road. So moving ahead to the 6th lap. Last corner coming in to the stretch, I actually end up getting my headset blipped, and then my steering is working but my shifting isn't, and then I'm unable to recover, and then through this I'm presented with a disqualification message, quitting that race. Barely making it into this second race. I fixed the steering wheel. Race 2 is looking really good on points with a 157 as a peak, so getting a couple hundred would be my goal. Bit rusty coming into this race. We all end up surviving at least, and me in 12th with my qualifying time wasn't the best, but I also ran medium tires, which I also didn't change entering this race, so already starting off behind after my wheel disconnecting, spending time to fix. I got no practice in between the races, so this is going to be my warm-up race, which ends up being quite chaotic on a particular corner up ahead. Coming down to the final few corners here, it's a tight race. We just lost TCR Dave. He's been in some previous races with me before, fellow Canadian. And then we get presented with some leg here. Can't ignore that, that's returned itself, and we lose somebody else off to the right hand side, and this is where the chaos begins. Coming out of the corner, I am greeted with 3 players on the side, with second coming down into the stretch but applying power too early. But what actually puts the nail in the coffin for him is he reverses onto the hill and can't get out, falling down to second last. I believe that's going to be 15th here. We have 6th also coming in. He goes a little bit tight and fast and takes the wide turn. Then we're going to have Oli, which was behind him in position 8, go a little bit shallower. You'll see him throughout today. And then I believe this is TCR Dave who ends up spinning out. And then I get bumped into 8th position. Culprit gets a 2-second penalty, serves him right, and then we got Lead Pencil coming in hot, but he isn't the focal point here as he actually doesn't receive a penalty and leg hasn't dissipated. And then we're going to come down to this corner and you're going to see a slide, and I'm able to gain position 10 here. Coming into the first corner on the 3rd lap though, we have a tight battle here and almost lose it, but drop 2 positions and able to regain. And then after I end up going wide, getting a 0.5 penalty and actually losing 2 positions. This was a terrible error. Got to really work on that corner. Then we have an unfortunate 4th position spin out, dropping down to 6th, so not the most terrible. We have 14th, which ends up actually crossing the barrier. I haven't seen this one, but I feel his pain. He evaporates quickly. And then not too soon after, we lose another player here. And unfortunately, is going to evaporate also. Catching up to Oli here on the 6th lap on the first corner. I actually regained the inside position. You can see it ghosts a little bit. I get some separation, but on the next lap he regains the inside as I left a little bit open, thinking I was going to get a better line in, and he definitely gained position there, so I have to just catch up. And then we have a little bit of jousting up ahead on the 8th lap here for 5th and 6th. Mountaineer almost loses it. Thankfully he recovers. And then we have Oli almost losing it, but this is actually an opportunity for me to start catching up, gain some slipstream. Ah, psych, I'm going to go pit. At this stage, the mediums have served me well. I'm going to switch over the softs and see how they last. But you're going to see a crucial error where I'm not paying attention and I end up refueling. Such a waste of time. It's not going to make difference in this race, but it will just add to the errors. On the 9th lap, my outlap here, I actually end up getting tapped in the back. Probably took that turn wrong. Unfortunately, I'm not winning, so past this point is practice for me. And then we have a unfortunate soul of Mountaineer evaporating as well. Another wall hit. We have 5th, unfortunately going wide, dropping down to 7th. Tiny speck of myself coming in to the first corner. Myself in 12th, looking to get 11th. Coming down to the stretch, but it doesn't last long. He's got the inside, so he should be able to reclaim it, but some good fun racing, especially in VR. So tiny speck here and myself go into some synchronized wall hitting. I eke out a recovery. He ends up slipping a little bit, so that actually allows me to separate and get away from him. And the only final overtake I have in this race will be first losing it to 2nd, either due to the leg or a light tap. But at the end, I ended 10th, 1 minute behind, and that didn't feel too good, but we're going to go practice. Next race is at 5 p.m. I've got 2 hours, so I do about 59 laps. Finally getting my best time is 1 minute 18 seconds, .726, putting me at the top 300, 303. So getting into the next race, 144 is the maximum possible points, but swapping the tires correctly allowed me to start closer to the front of the pack, and you'll see throughout this race, I make smarter decisions. I think the practice was needed, and my steering wheel braking was the breaking point there. So we got the ECU slipping back there, but then also we got a 3-second penalty on machine regime. He almost takes this driver out, damages his front bumper, so that's probably where the 3 seconds came from. Coming down the stretch in 7th, better than the last race as 12th. And you can see TCR Dave jousting with somebody behind and Lead Pencil taking the inside. We actually both end up going wide here. I get a 0.5 penalty, but he doesn't. Well, he actually brings leg, and then you'll see he gets 0.5 second there. So seeing that from behind me, everybody just slams into the wall. It's hard to make some judgment calls sometimes when you have people blinking around or leg happening, but hopefully we can manage today. Getting the 5th, coming up behind Pit Sergio. I got a 0.5 second penalty to serve here. I've started with racing soft tires. I'm in the top 5. The chaos should be done, and I made it onto the stretch. So we're going to serve this 0.5 penalty. only to make another mistake. We're gonna lose 5th position. Then I'm gonna receive another 0.5 penalty due to getting into the pit lines there. I end up reclaiming 5th position here. Maybe I was a bit too aggressive. I go wide to give a little bit of space, but he actually backs off. Remember the last corner before the stretch? Well, this round, no chaos, but a lot of close calls. You'll see some ramming here, some loss of traction. We got lead pencil looking to serve a 1.5 second penalty. He's all damaged up, and I think he deserved that time, and you can see some more craziness ensuing. Second lap coming down the stretch, I have the 0.5 second penalty to drop. I unfortunately lose 5th to 6th. Knowing this is coming, I'm checking my mirrors. I have 2 decisions, take the inside, take the outside. I take the outside. I don't want to be fighting right now. Really just want to be keeping a good pace. Right now, TCR Dave is actually the quicker lap up to this stage. That was confirmed on the replay because I can't actually tell that in VR, but you can appreciate VR getting right on somebody here. I end up braking early, and we come out safe. Then we lose Josh. Unfortunately, first gets hit. Second waits on the recovery, blunders, and you can see Harrison Ford waiting. Bringles sneaks in and steals first. Harrison Ford, next turn, gives back second. You're going to see some jousting turn into an incident here. So each corner, we're going to have some contact. Harrison Ford's already got a 2-second penalty to serve. He comes down, he gets tapped again on the inside as he tries to get back on or push. He ends up going wide, sneaks up right behind me, and as he comes down the stretch, he got dirty tires, so he's going to lose it. He's got that at 2.5. Here's him trying either ram pit Sergio. There must have been something between them. And then he loses it here. So moving on to the 7th lap here. We unfortunately, recovery. There's been a save. This is a first. He was gonna lose it, and he said I was gonna help you. And unfortunately, this poor soul just quits after rear-ending somebody accidentally on the first corner. And then we get more leg here with Don Calzone and lead pencil. Like I said, it's very hard to do passing in tight racing. And then you see me coming up into the pit lanes here on the 11th lap. I got a lot further than my mediums, and during that you'll have more leg with an overtake here from 7th to 6th. Ali a little bit wide there, and then we have an unfortunate mistake. Just kidding. Got you again. He actually survives. And then I end up changing, but make sure I don't screw up the fuel selection this time. So at this stage, being third, it looks like a bunch of people are going to catch up to me. So I'm going to exit the pit around, I think, 9th or 10th, hoping that others do have to pit. I feel since I've been the fastest lap after TCR Dave, I think I took it at lap 4. I've been doing pretty good. I gain a position here on the last corner before the stretch on the 12th lap, and then I gain another position here with TCR Dave's sliding. So things are looking good, and you're going to witness another miracle. He ends up saving him or not, depending on point of view, but they all survived on that last corner, and myself fighting for possibly fifth coming into the first corner on the last lap. Leg is my first enemy, and then second is going to be Don Calazone as we come down the stretch here and taking a play out of lead pencils. Earlier play, I'm going to take the inside, and I actually doing a little bit of late braking, hit the apex, get power down early, and then it's just going to be me in fifth if possible here and try to get a top 5 finish. Coming down to the last few corners here are always a bit nerve-wracking when you've got a close race. You don't want to make a mistake, but I got Don Calazone behind me, and he makes a little bit of a mistake here that solidifies my 6th position at base. See if I can get 5th in the last 2 turns here. Overall, I think this race was a win, with my first race having steering wheel issues, second race having the wrong tire choice to start and pitting at the wrong time. Definitely corrected and went with soft on this one and stayed at the front, and I feel the pitting decision, I could have maybe waited another lap, try to get a little bit more out of those softs, but I think 6th, as I don't get 5th, get close, maybe one more lap with 26 seconds behind the leader. If you're still watching, thank you very much for sticking around and joining me on my race in this Nations Cup. I'll be doing the 6th race at Dragon Sea Trail. The death chicane should prove interesting. Till next time, I'll see you on the track.